Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 167 here on this fantastic Tuesday. Sorry about the start there. I had everything mixed up there. It's been a long day. Anyway, we're going to have fun today. We're going to talk some racing, as we always do here on these fantastic Tuesdays. We had some good racing this weekend. We had the 12 hours of Sebring. Got a lot to talk about there. Also, NASCAR. We're at Darlington this weekend, one of my favorite tracks on the NASCAR schedule, and I think we had a banger of a race this weekend. And I cannot wait to talk about that with you guys. We have some Driver of the Week nominees, some Bonehead of the Week nominees, as always, Heartbreak of the Week nominee. And then we'll preview this upcoming weekend slate of races. We got F1 at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix, IndyCar over at Barber, which is awesome. We have to give big props to the IndyCar schedule this year. I think it lines out perfectly. Having Barber in March this year, big dub. And then also NASCAR over at Martinsville this weekend. We'll give you the notable entries, all of our favorites, our dark horses, and our fantasy lineups for this weekend slate of racing. But Tom, it's Tuesday. We're here for the podcast. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. We had like probably 3 inches of pollen falling around my area, just like completely blanket. So my voice is pretty fucked up. I'm sorry, guys. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, no, dude. Right when you jumped in here, I was like, oh, the allergies are here, dude. I'm like, dude,
It's here, dude.
That's the only thing that
It's here.
sucks about Talladega. I'd never get allergies, ever. Fucking ever. And then every year I go to Talladega, I get allergies. It's like usually day 3, the allergies set in, and I'm just freaking miserable for the rest of the time at Talladega, dude. Like, it's usually around like Friday, like morning or afternoon is when it finally sets in. My eyes are all puffed up, watering down my face. Can't
Dude, that's
breathe
what
out
it's
of my
like right
nose.
now.
My throat's
My
swollen,
eyes,
headaches galore.
my eyes are. If you guys could see it, my eyes are just watering right now. It's not stopping.
I hate it.
It's crazy.
You just feel terrible. I need to figure out how I can get one of them flu shot or one of them allergy shots before I go to Dega, because I gotta survive this year, man. That's the only rough part. But regardless, I think we're like 29 days from Dega, so we're getting there. We're getting there. A little bit at a time.
Baby.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's jump into the one little bit of news I do want to talk about, Tom, is we've talked about how shitty Aston Martin has been this year. Absolute terrible on the F1 side. Aston Martin. And then Adrian Newey is going to jump down to a competition level to try and fix that team. I don't think God himself could come out of the sky tomorrow, Tom, and fix Aston Martin. I think this program's fucked, dude.
Yeah, dude, I think they're gonna need help from the FIA to like actually get a car that can, be comfortable to drive for an entire race.
It's bad, dude. It's so
Like,
bad.
At this point, they just need to hire like Dallara to go over the car or something.
Yeah.
And take it from like a corporate standpoint, because obviously you can't build a custom car. I mean, you're pretty shit at it, not gonna lie.
Maybe start selling off some of the assets to the Chinese Communist Party, dude. Have
the
them
freaking Chinaman.
fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hire a couple British drivers.
Whatever. Yeah. What's it called? HTC. Yeah. Have HTC or Samsung come in and fucking build it or something. I don't know.
Anybody but Boeing.
Yeah, anybody but Boeing. We need to keep the cars on the ground.
On the ground. Oh, man. So I thought that was interesting. We'll see how that works out as we move on to race weekend number 3 with the Japanese Grand Prix this week. And we'll talk about that a little bit later here in the podcast. I'm going to shortly go over the Pilot Challenge race. I only got to catch bits and pieces of it this weekend. But there was one massive crash there that was actually entertaining as hell. I don't know if you caught the highlights, Tom, but that wreck, dude, was freaking phenomenal, dude. Like, the 2 cars make contact, and then the one car had made enough contact where he ended up getting squirrely, and then he just hooks it right and collects, I think it was Philippi, and they both just barrel in to the tire pack at like 200 miles, like mock Jesus, dude, and like absolutely destroyed both those race cars. I thought that was one of the most entertaining crashes of the weekend. I don't know what the hell was going on between those 2 drivers. I mean, they were a little bit of argy-bargy before then, and then it's like all hell broke loose, dude. It looked like Osama bin Suarez came out of his NASCAR weekend and decided to go race a Grand Sport car this weekend. That was absolutely thrilling. Mustang ends up winning in Grand Sport this weekend, which is I think one of the first wins we've seen out of their uh, GT4 program. I mean, it was unbelievable that the pace that they had this weekend were able to hold on and win. And then that TCR battle at the end was absolutely insane. The number 99 Honda Whitmer driving the car at the end. I think he restarted that final restart with like 4 minutes to go. I think they restarted like fifth, and he went from fifth to the lead in like not even half a lap. And then he's all hanging on to it because he's got the Hyundai behind him, which has been the stable horse of the TCR class for the last 4 or 5 years, the most dominant car on the grid. He's hounding Whitmer in that Honda, dude. He's just hounding him. Coming off the final corner, dude. Whitmer's got that thing like 8 degrees sideways out through the corner, just wheeling that thing. Looked like a rally cross race, dude. He hangs on to it, man. Ends up going with the win. Kind of an upset win there with Honda beating Hyundai. So another good race with the Michelin Pilot Challenge. I love watching the GT4 cars, the TCR. I think it's a fun series. Every race is 2 hours. Nice consumable product. We had some good entertainment in that race. Let's talk about the truck race. We got to talk about Majeski and Riggs. They had multiple incidents in this race. There was one incident where it looked like Majeski was trying to maybe kind of clear himself through 3 and 4 and kind of make contact with Riggs. Riggs kind of got in the wall a little bit. It didn't look like significant damage, but obviously he's going to get a little bit by touching the wall. And then later in the race, Lane Riggs kind of does the same thing back to Majeski. I don't know if it was retaliatory. I don't know if it was just a lack of awareness of where he was on the track. I don't know what the spotter said, but that was violent, man. He ends up putting Majeski right in the wall, destroyed basically Majeski's truck. The truck was destroyed. Riggs' truck was pretty banged up in that whole ordeal. I thought that was the entertainment part of the race. I think if it was intentional, non-intentional, I don't care. I'm still going to nominate Lane Riggs for Bonehead Move of the Week because if you're going to take a dude out, what's the big adage in racing, Tom? If you're going to take someone out, don't wreck yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think that was coined by the latest one. Wasn't it Landon Castle?
Landon Castle, yeah. I think it was like Michigan or
Danica
Kansas.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
So that was probably the most entertaining part of the race. Hostin wrecks from the lead. He had a flat tire. Looked like he was going to win that race, and then that flat tire goes down, ends up wrecking.
Dude, what's up with him and flat tires, man?
What's up? Yeah, dude, him and anything, bro. Like,
well, yeah, that's true. But especially in the truck series, the dude can't hold together a fucking tire to save his life.
I don't know what it is. It's not like he doesn't have a ton of experience in these trucks, and the Spire trucks are usually pretty fast. I don't understand it, man. Like, and we didn't see really any tire issues at all in the truck series race. Still hosting Garcivar has one go down from the lead.
They're probably just running some like experimental rear end camber.
Oh, sure.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good philosophy. Yeah, I mean, that's a good philosophy. It could be. I mean, why not? I mean, I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Why not?
How many times have we seen Hostin leading these truck races over the last year or so, and he just always has some bullshit like this happen, dude. And that kind of changed the race because then we got a late race restart. Corey Heim, their team decides to come in and bring brand new tires on the race truck with a green-white checker. And he drives from 10th to the win past Chastain. They asked Chastain in the post-race interview, it's like, when did you know you were not going to win this race? Or when did you know that the race was in doubt? And he's like, when I drove into turn 3 and I saw Corey Heim at my window net, I knew I was done. Oh, man. But yeah, Corey Heim gets another win. It's a shame, Tom. It's an absolute shame that Corey Heim's not racing the Cup Series this year. It blows my fucking mind.
It's a shame he's not running for any championship right now. That's ridiculous. I think that's probably a bigger shame than anything right now, because if he's not going to be running in Cup, he's got to be running for something, right? He's got to be running for a championship or something. You got to give that dude something.
I don't understand. You're telling me he can't get a deal with Gibbs? You know, Junior Motorsports runs a 5th car every once in a while. You're telling me Joe Gibbs can't throw a 5th car out there at full time for Corey Heim?
They could do it through Legacy.
They could do it through anybody. I mean,
Or if we're talking like Xfinity Series, Sam Hunt.
yeah, I don't get it, man. It's actually infuriating. And I mean, it's not even maybe not even the fact that he's not running full time in any series, but it's like, why can't he get a full time schedule regardless? Like, he's only running like a handful of truck races, handful of cup, like no O'Reilly series races. I think he's running super late models. I think he's running some TA2 stuff. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing when we have one of the best prospects, and then we have a seat filled by Osama bin Suarez? Just make that make sense to me, Tom. It makes no sense. We got guys like Brett Moffitt who can't find a freaking ride, but we got guys like Daniel Dye who calls people gay having rides. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, Tom? What is happening to NASCAR, dude?
I don't know. I still think that one of the biggest crimes ever committed in NASCAR, just overall, is the cancellation of Brett Moffitt.
Yeah,
That dude needs to come back. What are we doing with Daniel Dye? At
that's
least
ridiculous.
put Brett Moffitt in there.
I
And
even
now they're
tweeted at
using
him.
that Daniel Dye seat. Now we're using that Daniel Dye seat as another rotational seat. Like, what are we doing?
I know.
What are we
It
doing?
makes no sense. I tweeted
It's
at
ridiculous.
Colleague Racing, Ram Trucks, Colleague Trucks, and Matt Colleague, and what's that other idiot that works for Colleague?
Rice.
Chris Rice. I tweeted all five of them. Uh, bring at Brett Moffitt. I tagged Brett Moffitt in it. 13-time Truck Series winner, Truck Series champion, and put him in the damn 10 truck. Yeah, I didn't get any retweet or responses or anything, but it had to be put out in the universe, Tom. I mean, it's ridiculous that
You won't, because first off, you're a male and you're
that's
white.
true. That's true.
You're not female. You're not gay.
I don't
you're
got
you're
tits.
straight. Yeah. And you're not hanging on the nuts of Joe Gibbs. So that's why. That's why.
I felt like
But
should-
we could damn sure try. We could damn sure try.
I mean, we're verified on X. I mean, I felt like that should
We
go
are.
a little
We
bit.
are.
You know.
Well, yeah, potentially
Yeah.
for chance.
Perchance. I was thinking maybe of the verified account, maybe we could get a little bit of feedback there, but that's all right. If anybody else sees that or comes across your Twitter sphere or X sphere or whatever it is called these days, make sure to keep reposting that. Let's get it out in the universe. Let's make this happen. Brett Moffitt deserves to be driving something at one of the three levels of the top series of NASCAR. It's a shame that he's not. O'Reilly's race. I didn't catch most of this race time. I just watched the final stage, but I saw that Hung Money dominated the first two stages. He had the two stage markers or whatever. I didn't go back and rewatch the highlights or anything, so I don't really know how the race went. I'm assuming probably pretty green and green there, and old Hung Money dominating. But I did see the end, and they fucked that pit stop up badly on that final sequence there. He ends up losing, 6 spots? Hands the lead over? It was over. It was over there.
Hey, actually, I have a real quick question about the truck race.
Oh, okay, go
Was
for it.
Jamie Little in the booth?
I didn't watch the entire truck race. I only watched the
I watched the highlights and I didn't hear.
Yeah, I didn't hear either. No, it was no, it's Brennan. The dude that does the Cars Tour stuff for Flow Racing. That was who was in the booth.
So did she get fired?
I hope so.
I do too. I was gonna do a party celebration.
She reminds me of Vince Welsh. Like, we tried it, we experienced it, and it didn't fucking work. Jamie Little, same deal. She's the male equivalent to Vince Welsh. Or the female equivalent to Vince Welsh. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, Allgaier ends up winning. Allgaier has like, what, a 50-something point lead now over second place in the Xfinity or the O'Reilly series now. Obviously a championship favorite should be. This system's going to be in his favor for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Especially, and the one thing that we've talked about with Allgaier is he's thrown more races away over the last 3 years than he's won them. A lot of those races are coming back to him. Look at Phoenix. Didn't have the best car there. Won that race. Didn't have the best car at Darlington. Won that race. It's like a lot of these races that he threw away in the past couple of years are coming back to him now. And I feel like Justin Allgaier is primed and ready to win this championship this year.
You think that there was mind games? It may be some mind games being played. You know, because like they're not having to think about getting stage points for the playoffs, or just going for race wins, and everybody else just going for race wins and whatnot. Everybody's got to figure out how to be consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing that I was really kind of curious to see how the points would work out. And I feel like if you look at all three series, it's the guys that have been in those respective series for 5, 6, 7 years. The ones that have done the grind, the veteran drivers are the ones that are kind of eclipsing to the top of these standings. I mean, you look at the O'Reilly series, Allgaier's got a 50-something point lead, but look who's behind him. You got Jesse Love, who's been in the O'Reilly series now for 3 years. You've got Sheldon Creed, who's up there in points, and he's been in there for 40 years, and it's like, and then you got Carson Quapple, who's been in there for now 3 years. So it's like, you're not going to see a lot of the younger talented guys be able to maybe find that consistency right off the bat. So that's what makes the point system interesting to me. Also, we got to shout out Parker Retzlaff, man. What a fucking drive, dude. What a drive. He was top 6 to 9 all day long. All day long.
You want to know the next Carson Hocevar? It's fucking Retzlaff, dude. And it's always been Retzlaff. I feel like Jay, we have been truly the only people talking about Retzlaff, other than, the talk has been the past couple of weeks. When he got canned from Jordan Anderson because he pushed a Ford to the win at Daytona, even before that, we were talking about Retzlaff. We talked about how great of an opportunity it was for him to get that Daytona ride.
Yeah.
That he pushed that Ford to the win. That's the next superstar right there.
It's just going to take somebody to take a chance on him. I mean, honestly. Look at the Cup field. I off the top of my head, Gagman doesn't deserve to be in Cup. Herbst doesn't deserve to be in Cup. Barry doesn't deserve to be in Cup. And then you've got guys like Brett Moffitt, Parker Retzlaff, Corey Heim. You're telling me you couldn't take those 3 guys and replace those 3 with the guys that I just mentioned and they wouldn't do better? I'm just saying.
They would do better. And I'm willing to put my fucking house on that.
Same. Same. They would. They'd kick ass. They would kick. Yeah. They would absolutely kick some ass. I don't really have anything else at the O'Reilly's race. I only watched the end of the final stage, so it was a good race. There was one incident there. I think Austin Hill wrecked and had a few little ARCA brake issues there, and the broadcasts were like, maybe there's some oil on the track. I don't really know. It looked like just a checkup. It was a weird incident. I don't know. It was a weird wreck. I watched a replay of that several times. I still don't understand what the hell was going on there. It made no sense. But good race overall. Darlington's good, man. You can't ever hate Darlington. Darlington just is that track, dude. It doesn't matter what package or car we take to Darlington, we're always gonna have a good race. And we saw that.
Unless it's those fucking genius, they're Jesus Stone tires.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. All right, let's talk about Sebring real quick. We'll kind of touch on this. This is another race. I only caught the beginning and I only caught the end. So I had to go rewatch a lot of the middle sections of this race. But Tom, what do we say every time we watch an IMSA race? LMP2. That's the battle to watch?
Yeah, of course it is. But how is Porsche still winning?
It's unbelievable, dude.
Why aren't they BOP to the fucking ground?
Because it's not FIA that runs IMSA, dude.
But if they're following their own rules of BOP, that thing should be BOP'd into the ground.
What kills
I will say this about Porsche.
Yeah, go ahead.
Those paint schemes were fucking immaculate.
Oh, fucking fire, dude.
Dude,
fucking
they were incredible.
Those are probably those if they ran those more often, they would go down into that S tier livery of motorsports history. Like, they are fucking amazing. Yeah. My thing that gets me with the Porsche, dude, I called them to win, so I'm kind of bragging a little bit, but you got to look at who they have in the seat, dude. They've got Lawrence Vantor, they've got Kevin Estre, they've got Felipe Nasr, they got Nick Tandy. I think that's probably the best driver lineup you could get in sports car racing today. I mean, so that's one point. The other point is they've got a new chassis this year, right? Like they're running a new 2026 Porsche 963 package. And we said that in our preseason with the IMSA series preview, Tom. We talked about this. We said with all of these teams, like Acura is the only one that ran the same package they had last year. We saw BMW, Porsche, and Cadillac all go through a resurgence this offseason and all develop a new hypercar prototype thing this year because it's the 3-year limitations are up. So now you're able to redevelop a new car. So that was what was going to be the big underlining tone going into the season. Cadillac has been fast, but not race winning fast. It seems like Porsche always has better long run speed than the Cadillacs. The Cadillacs fire off really well. BMW is consistent on both sets or both spectrums, on the short runs, the long runs, the low energy, the worn tires, whatever. They're consistent, but they don't have that speed that compares to what Porsche's at. So it's like, what kind of that magic voodoo is Porsche doing where they are just able to, it seems like they're one step ahead in development than all the other manufacturers right now. And I feel like that's what is carrying the load for them winning these races, Tom. It's obviously the drivers, big part of it. They don't mess up strategy. We saw BMW at Daytona mess up their strategy at one point, bury them in traffic. The Acuras seem lost. I mean, their development program, I don't know what's going on over there. Meyer Shank, they seem lost. But then Cadillac, it just seems like Cadillac, when they get on the lower fuel runs with lower energy, they don't have the pace of a Porsche. So it's like, what? I don't know. Maybe they're, what is, like, I don't know how to wrap my head around this or how to frame this, Tom, but it feels like Porsche is on another level with their development. Something maybe Aston Martin needs to take note of.
Well, yeah. And it's not just IMSA. I mean, it was WEC last year too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously they've got a long-term plan and they're sticking to that plan, and that plan is successful. I mean, they're just kicking ass right now. I mean, there's really nothing else to say other than what they got going on. Everybody's pulling the same way. Nobody's pulling in the opposite direction, and they're just straight up kicking ass.
Really gonna play out, because if Acura doesn't have the speed that they had last year on these street courses, and Porsche somehow hits the ground running and nails these street courses, the season's over. I mean, it's done.
Yeah, it's over.
We go to two completely different tracks. We go to Daytona, which is the biggest super speedway S track, and then we go to Sebring, which is like a hybrid between a street and a road course kind of combo. And Porsche nailed it there too. So it's like, really, when we get to the shorter races, like the 2-hour, 40-minute races, maybe that's when we'll see Cadillac really, or the Cadillacs really be able to perform. But right now, I just don't see how anybody's going to beat Porsche. I mean, fantastic job. Felipe Nasr is an absolute stud of a driver. I say it all the time. I think Felipe Nasr is the greatest closer in modern motorsports. I don't think there's a driver that can hold a candlestick to his execution at the end of these races. Even challenged by the team car and the BMW within that final hour, he doesn't miss a step. He doesn't make mistakes. No. He is, like, if you, like, and I'm saying
He's
this
Timothy.
is, he is. Like, and we know how good Verstappen is at closing out races. We know how good Palou is 99% of the time closing out races. We know how good Ryan Blaney is at closing out races, which I think is another thing that he doesn't get enough credit for. But I think Felipe Nasr is the premier driver in the world for executing in a pressure situation at the end of a race. And if I was to start a sports car team tomorrow and I got the pick of a litter, I'm taking Felipe Nasr with the number 1 overall pick. You know what I mean? Like, he is phenomenal. So big shout out to Felipe Nasr this weekend. Lots of wrecks, and most of them involved LMP2 cars, Tom. LMP2, the Doctors and Dentists series, man. Every time you look up, it's another LMP2 car in a barrier here, in a running over another LMP2 car here, in the gravel trap here. I mean, is LMP2, I mean, I used to look at LMP2 as a really good competitive class, but it feels like over this last year and a half, Tom, it's really shifted into survival. And it is. It's the ARCA of the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Tom. Like, I don't know, what can they do different? I mean, obviously, you've got to have an amateur driver that has to qualify the car and start on pole. But even we're seeing some of the pro drivers, Tom, having issues and running each other over. Do they just not care? I mean, it's good entertainment. I'm not complaining. I'd like the entertainment. It guarantees us a good 4 or 5 safety cars a race, but it's like it's to a point where it's almost laughable, Tom. It's crazy. We even saw the number 81 Corvette get ran over by an LMP2. That was a violent
Hell
wreck.
yeah.
That helped
Hell
Hedman.
yeah, it was.
Woo, boy. I bet he was shitting himself when that happened, dude, because he's just minding his own business. He leaves the outside lane open for the LMP2 car to the outside, and all of a sudden he just gets freaking door slammed, and he's aiming for the inside wall. I mean, great save to not like nose it in or whatever, because that could have been very severe damage and detrimental to his health. So good job by Hedman on that one. But my God, dude, can you imagine, Tom? You're driving and you're looking in your mirror and you see an LMP2 car coming, and you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna. You don't have to yield, right? You gotta just maintain your line. He does, and he runs basically the unpreferred line to that section, gives it to the LMP2, and the LMP2 still runs him over. I mean, it's like my philosophy is like whenever you see a handicap sticker when you're driving down the roadway, you know you got to stay as far away from that fucker as you can because they're gonna kill somebody. I feel like LMP2 cars need to have handicap stickers on their fucking windshields, dude. Like you just know you're about to die.
All it tells me is that they're disabled from the neck up.
Facts. My dad's philosophy is, you know why they have the handicap stickers? Because they drove like shit so many times that somebody eventually just drug them out of the car and beat them to handicap state. Oh man. We had another massive crash. Turn 17, we had a lot of massive crashes. There was one that involved the Mustang, the Windward. Vassie had a loose wheel. They were running pretty good. Ended up having a loose wheel, kind of put a detriment to their race. Shout out to Pierre Guidi there at the end, with the number 21 Ferrari. They had multiple penalties at the end of that race. They overcame all the penalties and still came home with the GTD win. Fantastic drive by them this weekend. LMP2, the survival class, United ends up getting the win there. The only car that didn't make any mistakes, or made the least amount of mistakes, and they won the race. And that's what we say every time we watch an IMSA race or we preview them. Whatever LMP2 team makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win the race. And that's what we saw out of United this weekend. Good job by them. And then the Porsche 911 ends up winning in GTD Pro. Fantastic race at Sebring, Tom. I wish I would have been able to catch the whole thing. I was out of town on Saturday, so I was only able to catch the early morning stages and the final stages of that race. But again, another amazing 12 hours of Sebring. And I can't wait for the next race, man. It's been a great start to the IMSA series season. Can anybody beat Porsche? That's going to be the question, or the thing to be answered for the rest of the season.
I don't think so, Jay.
I don't think so either. The more time goes by, the more I'm thinking this is going to be interesting. I don't know, but Cadillac will turn up by the end of the year. It's just how far of a hole will they be in by that time? Because last year all the teams put themselves so deep of a hole they couldn't overcome the points deficit by Petit Le Mans. So we'll see. We'll see as it continues. Let's talk about the Cup race. Tyler Reddick wins again. Had a replacement of a battery. Had to go to the back. Drove all the way through the field at Darlington. No cool suit. No cooling fans. No helmet fan. What a drive, dude. Tyler Reddick is on another level this year, Tom.
Yeah, he is. He is. That should be scary for all the other drivers.
I agree. It's unbelievable, the setup that they have, especially with the new package. I know there's a lot of discourse on the internet. There's a lot of people talking shit about this race, but Dom, I thought that was one of the best Darlington races we've seen in the last 5 years. That was a fantastic race.
I thought it was great too. We had like 4 seconds of tire fall off during the tire stint. Tires like actually meant something. What a nice change, right? Right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what's there to complain about? There's nothing to complain about.
The only thing left to complain about are the stage cautions, and that's it.
That's it.
Other than that, I thought that was a pretty freaking good race.
I thought it was a fantastic race. I did the watch party here on Sunday, and the whole time watching it, usually, like, you know, a race is bad if you notice like all the stupid shit Mike Biden, Joy, Emo Boyer, and Mr. Stuff Things Harvick say in the booth. Tom, I'm not gonna lie. I had the volume up, and I didn't hear a damn thing any of those guys said the whole race. Not a damn thing. And that means the race was good. If I didn't pay attention or listen to them one time, that means the race is good.
What'd you call Harvick again?
Mr. Stuffing Things.
Why?
That's all he says, man. All the stuff that they do and all the things that they do. It's interesting, all the things and stuff that they do. He always says that, dude. It doesn't matter what he's talking about. It's like, well, tell us what the things and stuff are. Like you're talking to us like we know what the stuff and things is.
I thought you were gonna bring up like some other like ulterior meaning to stuff and things.
I mean, I'm gonna leave that up to your imagination. Oh man. No, I thought the race was good. I thought one thing I did think, Tom, is watching it is I thought maybe in those stages, the way they're set up with 95 laps, I was thinking we are gonna see maybe some like 2-stop strategies. We only saw 1-stops because especially at the beginning when we were like 30 something laps into a run and we saw guys pit, I was like, man, that's interesting. Are we gonna see two? Are they gonna split it into three segments here in each stage? But they didn't. They pit with like 30 laps into a stage and then they ran the last 60 flat. And then Reddick was the only one that ran a different strategy every time. He would pit like 45, 50 laps into a run. And then he would be flying by the end of the run. And I was like, it's unbelievable how little amount of time he actually lost when other guys have, like, I don't know, man. And there was lots of I see a lot of people are talking, especially, I watched a little bit of Door Bumper Clear yesterday. I fucking refused to watch it, but it popped up and I'm working, so I got to listen to something. I'm listening to it, and fucking Freddie Kraft is a fucking idiot, bro. This guy is a moron. Talk about fucking smooth-brained operators. This guy, Tommy Baldwin's talking about the race and how awesome it is, and I'm agreeing with everything Tommy Baldwin's saying, because he's saying everything we're talking about, right? It was the low downforce package. We had multiple different strategies, guys pitting early and late.
High horsepower.
High horsepower. We saw tire wear. We saw, what, was it 3 seconds of fall off after like 15 laps on a run? It was insane what we were seeing.
Yeah.
And then fucking Freddie Kraft opens his mouth and is like, I just didn't like it. I don't think we had enough passing. It felt like if you had a good car, you still were struggling to get by guys. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? We saw it all day long, guys on fresher tires pass like 10, 15 fucking cars every time they were on newer. Like, what are you talking about, dude? The fast cars are going to rise to the top. The slow cars are going to be fucking slow. That's racing, dog. It doesn't matter what series you watch. The faster cars are going to be able to pass. The slower cars aren't going to be able to pass. What do you want, fucking a pass for 31st, dude? Like, what a
he's a participation trophy kind of guy, you know what I mean?
He is, man. That's everything you want from a race. You got it, Darlington. You've had tire fall off. You had cars that were hard to drive. You had alternative strategies. Like Tom said, the only thing that would have made this race from a 99% race out of 100 would have been no stage cautions. That would have made it a 100% race in my mind. And that's something we need to absolutely discover and work on in the future. Is the damn stage cautions. Because if we don't have stage cautions in that race, Tom, Tyler Reddick having to replace that battery would have made that race. It would have been like Carl Edwards 2016 at fucking Darlington.
Yes.
He would have been
after
2-3 laps down and would have had to drive all the way back through the field with no cautions.
And he could have done it.
That would have been a fucking story, dude, to watch that happen, dude. That would have been incredible. Like, honestly, I would have been sitting here pulling for him to make that happen, dude, because it would have been one of the greatest storylines. But we didn't get that storyline. We got him going to the back one time. And then what ultimately prevented him from getting to the lead sooner, Tom, was the stage cautions. Because by the end of the stage, boom, it kind of resets everything. He's got to work his way back to the field again with the pit stops. It's like, I don't know. Denny Hamlin ends up wrecking Eric Jones at one point in this race, collects Bubba Wallace. Again, maybe that's another salty Freddie Kraft take because Bubba Wallace, I think, had a top 6 car in the race and then gets taken out and ran in the back all day. So I think maybe Freddie was watching his car run shit last with damage and couldn't pass anybody because it's a damaged car. So that's why he's pissed off about the racing. Maybe a conspiracy. I don't know. Tom, it's time. We got to fire this 12 crew. That fucking pit crew is so bad. Shit.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Aspiring kids at NASCAR Tech Institute could do better than that.
It's bad. This is 3 weeks in a row we've come on this podcast to talk about it, Tom. What do they need to do? I mean, besides firing everybody, what could they do different? They are fucking terrible. It is so
Like doing
bad.
meth,
It is so bad.
Adderall, maybe.
I I don't know. I don't know. Adderall, meth, those might be a good way to start. It can't get worse, you know? It can't get worse. I mean, booze them up or something before the race. They can't do worse. It is bad. And then you look at Syndic's pit stops all day. They were good. Why are we giving the C driver on the team the A pit crew, and then you're giving your fucking face of your franchise the fucking Special Olympics pit crew? What are we doing, Tom? Why? How many more times are they going to screw Blaney? Blaney is such a good driver that he overcomes multiple pit road penalty or issues at Phoenix and wins the race. Overcomes multiple again here today, or on Sunday to recover for a P3. And then at Vegas, they had a bad pit stop in that race too, and he still recovered for a good. Like, if they're going to win a championship, Tom, they got to get a new pit crew. I don't give a fuck what they got to do. I don't know if they got to go hire some better people. I don't know what they got. They got to fix that shit, man. It's bad. It's bad.
I just thought of something. What if Blaney goes to the 48?
I would.
I think it'd be game over for everybody else in the entire series.
If I was Blaney, I would seriously put that into an option, dude. Because, I mean, the only downside,
you gotta get rid of that crew chief. You gotta
you've got to. Yeah, I think if you get Blaney, you got to bring Hassler with him. You got to get the double there.
Yes.
And then you've got to clean house. You got to let Hassler and Blaney have the reins of picking their crew out, like their engineers, their car chief. You got to let him. You got to let those two come together. Crew. And yeah, they've got to handpick, like what Harvick did when he went to SHR. Well, handpick everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like that, with Knaus and Gordon, I think it would be in their best interest to let them do that.
Yeah. If I was Gordon and Knaus, I would just hire Blaney and Hassler, blank fucking check. Yep. I would bring them in and I would say, we're going to step out of your guys' way. This is your baby. You guys set everything up and get her done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, well, if we really think about it, past 2 years, what has been Hendrick's biggest problem? Consistency.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Blaney is the definition of consistency. In fact, overachiever. He's been driving those shit boxes to fucking championships.
Yeah.
Like legitimate championships. Not like Joey Logano championships, like legitimate championships.
And also, where is Hendrick disadvantaged right now? All the tracks Blaney's good at are the tracks that Hendrick sucks at. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Martinsville.
Yeah. And if you get that crew driver combo, you're going to have all the notes that they've had in the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years. However long he's been at Penske.
Yeah. Nashville, Phoenix, Gateway, Loudon, Martinsville. Those 5 tracks are Blaney's 5 best fucking tracks. Yeah. And that's where Hendrick struggles at every time they go there. Yeah. You're telling me this would be a slam dunk home run hire? Fuck, dude.
I bet you Blaney could go there and teach Hendrick a thing or two about the super speedways too.
Facts. Yeah.
Or Hassler.
I bet you if he went there by next season, I think he'd be Daytona 500 champion in 2027. I would.
That's not a stretch. That's not a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Blaney would go from winning 4 races a year to fucking 8, dude. Like, dominant. Yeah. Hung Money would be looking for a new job. Well, Elliott will be hanging on still. Yeah. That's a good point, Tom. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a damn good point. How about RFK, man? They had a great run. I think you were the one that called it last week on the podcast. You said watch out for RFK, man, and they did it, dude. They ran great.
Yeah.
Keselowski, I think, had the second best car, and that's where he finished. I mean, he did a good job. I think Buescher probably had a 5th place car. I think he got it up to the front, maybe outperformed what his equipment was that day. I think he was about a 5th place car, and had a chance to win late. Reddick got into him there. Go on that final pit sequence. I think he fell back to like 8th or 9th. But great job by RFK, man. You called it, Tom.
I don't know what RFK has got there, but it just seems like lately Darlington, I feel is owned by RFK. I don't know. I mean, Reddick. I mean, in hindsight, if you take the past couple of years throughout Darlington, Reddick has been pretty fast. Reddick has been pretty fast. Um, but yeah, yeah. RFK's good at Darlington.
That was fun to watch, man. I was really pulling for Keselowski to win, but then again, I wasn't pulling against Reddick to win either because either way, it was a win-win because you're going to get the cool storyline with Reddick driving through the field, proving that this package is something that we can work with, man. That's the big thing. I just wanted it to be a success. Like, if Reddick wins, boom, the package was a success because he was able to make his way back to the field with how dominant his car was. Keselowski wins, we get a good storyline with him winning with RFK and kind of breaking that drought. So it was cool regardless. I said it last week. I said, watch out for Eric Jones. P10, even after getting spun out by Hamlin.
Yeah.
You go to Darlington every time. Eric Jones is going to be a top 10 guy. He's good at Darlington.
Yep.
This is one of his best tracks. Yeah, so that was good to watch.
Yeah.
And then Hosen at the end of that race drove all the way up to 4th, man. That was fun to watch, dude. And he did it not even like Hosen way, dude. Like, he looked like prime Jimmy Johnson out there, bro. Like, he was digging, dude. That was fun to watch, dude. I'm just, the more I watch Hosen, dude, the more I'm just sold on him, dude. Like, he is a superstar, man. Like
he is a superstar.
NASCAR doesn't have that many superstars, right? We got Shane Van Glizzy. We've got Ross Chastain, kind of faded off that superstar echelon with the neutering that they did to him. Obviously, Zilich, I think he's the next Jeff Gordon, obviously. And then you've got Blaney, who's the face of NASCAR, in my opinion. And now Reddick's kind of establishing himself as a superstar, which is awesome to see. I feel like the future's bright for NASCAR, man. I mean, those four or five guys just alone right there are going to carry NASCAR into
we
the
just
next
need
decade.
to round that all out. We just need another Kyle Busch.
I think that could
we
be
almost
Corey
have that with Hocevar. Yeah, but potentially.
Well, the thing is, the reason I say Haim is because Kyle Busch was never like ruffle feathers like Hosen reminds me of like a Dale Earnhardt. Busch was way cleaner than a lot of people give him credit for. That's why I think like a Corey Haim could be a potential Kyle Busch of the future. But I continue.
But I want to see. If it is Haim, I want to see fights. I want to see mother effing this, mother effing that. You guys fucking suck. I drive on pure talent. All you guys are ass, and I want to hear that in the media center. That's what NASCAR needs. That's what they need as a spotlight to bring the drama back to their sport. Because we don't have a Kyle Busch anymore. What did we have before Kyle Busch?
Well, we had Kurt and then Kyle.
We had Kurt. Yep, we had Kurt and then Kyle. What? Oh, and then we had Jimmy Spencer before that.
Jimmy Spencer. Yeah. Yep.
So who's before Jimmy Spencer?
Oh, fuck. That's a good question. I don't know. A lot of those guys in the 90s were all buttoned up pretty much.
Well, half of them were pulling their cocks out during, driver photos, but...
Right. I know we kind of get a little bit of the Busch flair with Blaney every once in a while, but not off the track, like just in the car alone.
But Blaney isn't that persona, you know what I mean? Like he'll get out of the car, he'll talk to the camera, and he's just pretty boy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like if he was like to harness what he does in the car, outside the car, bro, it'd be perfect. Like if he got out of the car and started throwing F-bombs and cursing at people like he does in the car.
This stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Like,
tried driving me off the track on lap 132 and 3/4. So the lap 33 and quarter, I put his shit in the wall.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. Like he gets his corporate hat on when he gets out. When he takes the helmet off, he's just back to being fucking Hollywood Blaney.
I wonder. I bet you that's a Penske thing. Penske thing.
Yeah, I think Hendrick would let him unleashed a little bit. I bet they would.
No, Hendrick fucking fired Kyle Busch over that kind of shit.
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's the different type of flavor. Like Kyle Busch.
Yeah, but Rick Hendrick neutered Ross Chastain.
Yeah, but Kyle Busch wasn't good with media, and Blaney is good with media. So I feel like I don't know. That's a good point. You're probably right. Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
We just need another Kyle Busch. That's all we need. We just need another Kyle Busch.
Kyle to start winning.
Whether
That's all we need.
10 to 15 years we get Brexton and he's the same way, which would be great.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a long time to wait for another Kyle Busch.
Well, we could get that with Austin Hill. Let's just put that in perspective. Austin Hill could be a Kyle
Ooh,
Busch.
actually,
He could
actually,
be. I don't think he has the talent
actually,
of a Kyle Busch, but he could
no,
be a Kyle Busch.
he's
Personality
a
wise.
hothead.
He is. He
He's
is.
a hothead.
Rubs me the wrong way with a lot of things he does, but he could do it.
But you remember him?
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe in Austin Hill, maybe that'd be the guy. Um, I don't know, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about this race, man? I thought it was great. I have no complaints, man. Besides stage caution.
What what was that dude's name again? NASCAR. Uh, Steve O'Donnell.
Is the NASCAR president?
Is he the one that left?
No, it was the other Steve. Um,
Phillips
Steve Phillips. Yeah, Phelps.
or Phelps?
Yeah, he was the
Yeah,
commissioner.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
I like Mark
Steve Phelps.
Martin.
Yeah, Steve
Just
Phelps.
watch
Yeah.
the Mark Martin overdrive clip. It's like 10 minutes. He's like, hey, I want to go out and fucking test it. He's like, I want to bring Blaney in and fucking have him go test the cup car and fucking we're gonna take 2,000 pounds of downforce off that thing. We're gonna let it rip and see what we can do. I'm like, dude, Mark Martin might save NASCAR, dude. He might actually save NASCAR, dude. Dude, he might actually do it. I hope if I was NASCAR, I'd hand the fucking keys over to Mark Martin and be like, fix this shit, dude. Let him run this shit, man. I think the world of Mark Martin, dude. I think he's an asset that is not being used
Yeah.
enough.
He's just a badass.
He is.
He's just a badass.
It's unbelievable. All right, drivers of the week. Connor Mosack, P5 in the trucks. I thought that was a great run for him. He's steadily, quietly, Tom. He's been having a pretty damn good season, dude. So we'll see if that can continue. Parker Retzloff, P8 in the No App Series, man. Of course, kicking ass. Eric Jones, P10 in the Cup Series. I thought I'd throw that in there because obviously this is one of his best tracks. Lane Riggs wiping out Ty Majeski, Bonehead of the Week. Parker Thompson wiping out Henrik Hedman. That was the LMP2 car that ran into Hedman there. I think that's a nominee. And then Ryan Blaney's pit crew gets the nod from me again this week. Absolutely fucking despicable, dude. Absolutely embarrassing. I wouldn't trust them to fucking change my light bulb, man. All right. Heartbreak of the week. I'm gonna give it to Bubba Wallace this week. Purely for the fact that I think he had a top 5 car and his pit crew made a mistake, buried him in traffic, and then gets wiped out by Denny Hamlin, who wiped out Eric Jones. So that sucks for Bubba. He was doing so good the points, and I think this was a good track for him. They just unfortunately get to show it. So, all right, let's preview the races we get, Tom. We got F1 at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Got IndyCar at Barber, which is a good spot on the IndyCar schedule. And then Martinsville, which, again, we got the new package, Tom. Maybe we might see a good Martinsville race. I hope so. I'm praying because Martinsville has been fucking absolute bore the last couple of years. Luke Baldwin with Hedinger in the 5 in the No App Series. Pulliam, in the number 9 for Junior Motorsports. Brent Cruz, he's here, Tom. He's going to be running the rest of the season now. He's 18, and he'll be in the 19 this weekend. And then Ross Chastain for DGM in the number 91. Cup Series, Austin Hill. We mentioned him earlier. He'll be running for RCR on the 33 this weekend. And then Justin Allgaier in the number 48 for Hendrick Motorsports. All right, Tom, Saturday, the No App Series, the NFPA 250. Should be a good race. I'm excited to see how this goes. My pick for this weekend, this guy has been running extremely well. He's 4th in points right now. He's already got the win under his belt. It seems like every week he's a threat for these wins, or at least up at the front of the field. This is a good track for him. He's damn near won his first career race here multiple times. This is where his career trajectory changed, and I thought he was going to be done in NASCAR. I never gave up on the guy. It just, even when it became hard, Tom, but I'm taking Creed to win this weekend. I have a good feeling about it, man. Those Haas factory cars are extremely quick, dude. That's super underrated. I think Sheldon Creed gets back to victory lane this weekend. And then my dark horse, I really wanted to go Brent Cruz. I wanted to go Parker Retzloff, but I feel like this is the only dark horse really you could take. Respectively take that might have a chance to win, and I need to start winning some of these because Tom's just been kicking my ass on these picks this year. I'm gonna go Taylor Gray. He's been in position to win like 3 of the last 4 or 4 of the last 5 Martinsville races in the No App series. I think Taylor Gray is a legit opportunity to win this weekend, Tom. A legit opportunity. I know I picked him as a dark horse because he's never won a race in the No App series. Um, but I think he'll be in the front. I think he'll be in position to win this race, Tom. I really do.
You better be. He's in the best fucking car in the grid.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think he's gonna have a legit chance to win this weekend. Wouldn't be shocked if
Yeah.
he did win.
I'm gonna go for my favorite. I'm gonna go with Allgaier again, and the reason why I choose him is he has some of the best stats out of any of the drivers currently at Martinsville. So I think that's pretty much a safe pick right now. I think Allgaier's on a freaking roll, man. I mean,
Sure
he's
is.
just absolutely killing it. What is he? 80 points ahead of second place right now,
It's unbelievable.
or some crazy shit like that, dude. I mean, it's not Reddick-esque, but Reddick's on a generational tear right now. Allgaier is on a generational tear for himself right now. You know what I mean? Not series wide, but personal. So I'm gonna go with Allgaier. I think momentum's a thing. I think he's gonna do pretty good this weekend, anyways, because of his track history. And then for my dark horse, I'm gonna go with him till the freaking ends of the earth until he wins a damn race. It's Ryan Sieg.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I want to see some more speed out of those cars, man. I mean, we see Haas Factory with the transition to Chevy; they've been running good. But then you look at the RSS team, and they just aren't. They're good, but they're just. It feels like they haven't progressed.
Well, no, they're not. They're not performing like what they did with Ford,
no.
and that's just a fact.
Yeah. Makes me worry that they're maybe the third team in line behind in that Chevy deal.
Well, it
behind
makes you think,
Factory.
like, what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, they should have stayed with Ford. I think if they would have stayed with Ford, they'd have been the premier Ford team this year.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Let's go Indy NXT. We got 2 races. I'm taking the same picks for both races, Tom. I'm going Max Taylor. That performance he had at Arlington was fucking phenomenal, dude. That turn 14 pass is still ingrained in my brain, dude. I fucking think of that all the time, dude. That was the most incredible move I've seen in motorsports in a long time. I've been watching him since the USF 2000 days, USF Pro 2000 days. I've been a big fan of Max Taylor. I think he's going to continue to be on a run here this year and claim this championship. And then my dark horse, I'm gonna take Timek. I don't want to even try to pretend to pronunciate his last name. I'm just gonna call him Timek. He's Polish, so I don't know how to speak Polish or whatever the hell that language is. But I'm gonna take him as my dark horse. He had a fantastic run at Arlington. He had a decent run at St. Petersburg. I think he's starting to figure these cars out. He's new to the whole America scene and racing in the American formulas type cars. I was just impressed with what he did at Arlington. It looked like he had a chance to win that race past Pietro at the end there. I think maybe he laid. You could see the rookie side of him come into play there, where he wasn't as aggressive. I think he needed to be, and he was playing it too conservative, and that allowed Max Taylor to get by him. And then ultimately, Max Taylor was able to get by Fittipaldi for the win. So I do like what Timek's doing. I'm excited to see what he could do here in the future.
I'm gonna take the same 2 drivers as well for both races. For my favorite, I'm gonna take James Rowe. To be honest with you, man, I'm just not really invested with any of the drivers this year in Indy NXT.
It's really not
Nothing
the
has
names that
really-
we've had the last few years. Like
Yeah,
we got Max Taylor, we've
Yeah,
got the guy that can't Nikita Johnson, with
Yeah.
James Rowe and Miles Rowe. Neither of them have really been too good this year, and it's like we don't have the
Yeah.
superstar power in any NXT this year that we've had in the last 5 years. I feel you.
Yeah, and you know, like I was really excited about Indy NXT with Louis Foster just because of the shit he was doing on a weekly basis was just like fucking awesome, dude. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, maybe it's just gonna take a little bit for me to find somebody, you know, that I'm really, really excited about. But right now I'm just gonna roll with James Rowe for a favorite. And then for my dark horse, I'm gonna take this guy because he's got a cool name. He's just got a cool name. It's Niels Coolin. That's a cool name. It's a cool
Hell yeah.
name.
I like to see him do good. Another guy in Indy NXT that's really been disappointing me this year is Dennis Hauger. Or not Dennis Hauger, Lockie Hughes. Lockie Hughes.
Yeah. Lucky Hughes. Yeah.
I was thinking Dennis Hauger because him and Dennis Hauger had the championship battle last year, and I really thought this was the year Lockie Hughes was going to take control of the series and do what Louis Foster did. Because Louis Foster the year before had his hands full with Christian Rasmussen, and then he peaked in his second year and won the championship. And I thought we were going to have the same thing. Dennis Hauger was best Lockie Hughes, moves up to IndyCar. Now it's Lockie Hughes' turn to take over, and he's been getting his ass kicked by rookies Nikita Johnson and Max Taylor. So I don't know what to think about Lockie Hughes right now. Alrighty, let's talk about the F1. The Japanese Grand Prix. This will be late night Saturday. Maybe a watch party on the channel. I haven't really decided what we're going to do watch party-wise this weekend, but this could be a potential one as well. Mercedes. Tom, it's going to be Mercedes. Those cars right now are unstoppable. It doesn't really matter where they start. It seems like they've got just longevity. They've got great drivers at this point. I mean, honestly, I even talked about it on the watch party with Barron on this weekend. But it's like, I know a lot of people don't like the way that these cars drive, Tom. They don't like the energy save and coasting and lifting on straightaways and all this. But I feel like this F1 goes in ebbs and flows, right? I look back at when we got into the ground effect era, Tom. It was like we saw right off the rip in the ground effect era, we saw Red Bull dominate. And it was like, it took years or it took time for other teams to kind of figure it out and kind of match them. And the racing product back then, even the beginning of the ground effect, was really not that good. We didn't see very much passing. We didn't see very many entertaining races. And then eventually we got to year 2, year 3. Even towards the end of the first year of that, we started to see more competition. We saw Ferrari get fast. We saw Mercedes get. I think once these teams and drivers kind of learn the regulations, learn these cars, I think the racing is going to align more into a part where the purists are going to enjoy it more. But I've enjoyed the races. I think if you watch the battle between the Ferraris at at China a couple weeks ago, I think that was some of the best F1 racing I've seen in a decade. If you go back to the Australian Grand Prix, watching the first 15 laps of that race was some of the best racing I've seen at Australia, and it's one of the best tracks on the schedule. I think the racing is good. I mean, I understand if you're a race of purists watching them lift and coast down straightaways and all that's kind of maybe a detriment to what you think pure racing is. But I think these teams are going to eventually figure it out. I think we're going to see a lot less and less of the lifting and the harvesting of energy in these races. And I think we're going to see a lot more teams cycle to the front. So I think just be patient, F1 fans. Don't lose your minds yet. Me and Tom were patient with the next gen car for at least half a year until we realized the car was dog shit. We gave it a chance. I'm just saying, let's give this a chance. Let's give this a chance for a little while. And if halfway through the year, Tom, and the racing's still not great, and it's not loved and whatever, maybe we'll change our mind on it too. So
here's the thing, Jay. Just to add something small to that. Whenever drivers have complained about the car, the racing has been its best.
Exactly.
Do you remember when the COT was introduced?
Yeah.
I mean, Dale Jr. still talks about it to this day. That's the worst race car he ever drove.
He's got PTSD over that fucking car.
But I tell you what, we had some damn good racing with that car. Damn good racing. And some of the most memorable moments with that car.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking awesome car.
Yeah. I would say it was probably the best era of NASCAR history. It was from 2008 to 2014. I think that was prime NASCAR, in my opinion. So yeah, just give it some time, F1 fans. I think we'll be all right. But with that being said, obviously Mercedes is going to win this weekend. I think Antonelli does it again, man. I think Antonelli's getting his wings, bro. And I say it all the time. If I think he's in the best situation to win the world title this year. Their cars are fast, and he's going against the best speed driver in F1 history. It's going to be a tough fight. Don't get me wrong. George Russell's going to make it an extremely tough fight for this world title. But I think Antonelli's got more talent, and if he can qualify better than Russell on 70% of these weekends, he's going to beat him. He's going to beat him every 90% of the time. So I'm going to take Antonelli this weekend. I think he's got his wings, man. And then my dark horse, dude, I think the best two looking cars on the F1 grid, Tom, we've talked about it. It's the Mercedes, I think, is P1, and I think a close P2 is the Haas car. I think the Haas car is super fucking sexy.
Oh, yeah.
So good looking, and they're fast. If I would have told you in the offseason, Tom, that that Haas was going to be the third best team on the grid, we would have laughed at each other and fucking made fun of each other and all kinds of shit. We called ourselves smooth brain idiots. Said, "What Kool-Aid are we drinking? The same that Mr. Stuff and Things is drinking." I don't know, but they are. The Haas cars are the third best cars on the grid, Tom, as of the start of the season. And I've been a believer in Behrman. I'm taking him as my dark horse. I say it all the time. When he is at his best, he looks like Michael Schumacher's prime. He looks like prime Mario Andretti, prime AJ Foyt. Name any other prime superstar race car driver. But when he looks bad, he looks like Pastor Maldonado. He looks like a Daniel Dye. He looks like an Osama bin Suarez. It's how many of those performances are we going to get out of him where he looks like an elite driver? I think we see more of that this year. I think he's getting mature. And it showed in that race at China. That was a big key for me to see the maturity of this driver, because there was a point there where he could have pressed the button there with his teammate Ocon and could have pressed it with Colapinto, kind of slowing him down with the older tires on an off strategy. And he was patient, bought his time, and eventually got through it and finished in that P5 position. I'm watching Behrman tightly this year, Tom, and they got a car for him to show his talent in.
Yeah. For my favorite, I'm taking Antonelli too. I think I've been taking Antonelli for a long time. Finally got his first race win. I just think Verstappen can't carry that car to a race win unless something crazy happens. And it's not because of a lack of what Verstappen is. It's the car. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Antonelli. And then for my dark horse, I was going back and forth. I was thinking Ocon. I liked the Haas pick. Everything you said, Jay. And I think for this race, though, I think there's love that needs to be spread out a little bit, and I think that probably one of the biggest, not flops, but biggest drivers that have just gotten screwed over in F1 is Pierre Gasly. What a damn shame. So I'm going to give him some love here, Jay. I'm going to give him some love. I'm going to choose him as my dark horse. I know it's an Alpine. I know he's probably not going to do a damn thing, but that man needs some love right now. I think that it's entirely appropriate, in my opinion, to give him as a dark horse.
I like it. If they could bring some of the speed they had at China, I mean, he did finish in the points in China, so I would love to see. I'd love to see Gasly. Like I think we did that, Tom. Me and Baron. I was telling Baron, he's like, yeah. He was talking about best drivers or whatever, and he was saying, I think he said Russell was a top 3 driver in Formula, and I was like, I don't think I would even take George Russell in my top 8, dude. I don't think I would. I think if I was starting F1 team tomorrow, Tom, and we had the pick of litter, like, I would go Verstappen 1. I think I'd go Antonelli 2, Leclerc 3. I'd probably go Hamilton 4. I'd go Behrman 5. I'd go Piastri 6, I'd go Gasly 6, Piastri 7, Russell 8. I think that's exactly what I said. I don't know. What would you do for your top 8?
I mean, obviously, I'm going to take Verstappen as P1. I'll probably take Leclerc as 2. I'll probably go with Antonelli 3. For 4, I'd probably go with Ocon. And then 5, I'd go with Gasly. 6, I'd probably take Hamilton. 7, I'd take I'd probably take Hulkenberg.
Interesting.
I don't know, 8, I feel like I'd probably take Behrman. 9. I don't know. I still don't think we should count out Perez and Bottas. I really don't think we should as a top tenner. I really don't think so. I really don't think so.
It's interesting you
Um,
didn't put Piastri in your top 8. I would pick him 7 in mine.
yeah, yeah. I'd amend that. I'd amend that. I'd go P8 for Piastri.
Yeah. I feel like he doesn't get enough love. I feel like he's a lot better than
He
what
doesn't, but
happened
like,
last
what
year.
has he been doing this year, man?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I would pick him 7, Like I don't think I'd take him any
I
higher than
don't know.
that.
Yeah, but is it because of national hate for McLaren that's just getting him down?
Do do
Like,
do 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 do
yeah,
do do
exactly. Put on the tinfoil hats, but like,
do.
is he not strong in mind?
Right. I just
I
think the
don't know.
guys I pit would take ahead of him I would rather have the guys ahead of him. I still put Lewis Hamilton at 4 in mine because I mean, look what he's doing with Ferrari. I mean, I feel like him single handedly is the reason Ferrari's running good because we had Leclerc in there the last couple of years, and again, I think your Leclerc too is a great option. I took him at 3. I think he's a fantastic driver, but I think Hamilton's rejuvenized that team in a way that
I
I
think
didn't
so.
expect.
I think so too. Let me just say, I think Leclerc's probably a little fatigued with
Yeah,
Ferrari.
you're
Who
probably
wouldn't
right.
be? Who
Yeah,
wouldn't be? When Leclerc came in with Alfa Romeo, holy shit, was he lighting the world on
unbelievable,
fire?
unbelievable. He
It
looked
was
like Behrman.
unbelievable.
He looked like
Yeah,
what Behrman's doing
exactly,
right now. Like so many
exactly.
similarities. Yeah.
Exactly. And he went to Ferrari. He did very, very well at Ferrari. And then after that, when Sebastian Vettel left, and I feel like there was a little element there with Vettel holding the team accountable, and maybe the team got tired of that and thought that if we put Leclerc as P1, that we wouldn't be getting so much shit from a driver, to be honest with you, it kind of seems like it's gone downhill since
Vettel.
Vettel has left.
I agree.
You
I
know,
agree. Yeah.
slowly but surely.
I feel like there was a little bit of rejuvenation with Signs because I mean I feel like Signs gets slept on too. I mean
Sure.
I almost put him in my top 8.
I
I
forgot
probably
about
should
signs.
have.
I forgot
I
about
probably
signs.
should have
I forgot about
honestly. Yeah.
signs. Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah.
Signs definitely deserves to be there.
Yeah. He's in my top 10 for sure. I mean, fuck, I
Yeah.
probably put him even higher than some of these other guys. I don't know. Probably slide him in there. I don't know. Well, it's a
I
fun discussion.
here's
Fun discussion.
I would put Albon in front of Russell.
Oh, I would too. Now that you say that, I
Yeah.
would too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I would.
And that's not taking anything away from Russell. I've stated it on this podcast a time and time again. I think he could potentially be the greatest B driver in Formula One history. Like, he is
Yeah.
legitimately not a bad driver. He's a great driver. He's just never,
He's
he's not good enough to be an A driver, but he's not bad enough to be at the bottom half. It's like, yeah, no disrespect to Russell. I have a lot of
yeah.
respect for Russell. I think he's a great driver. So, all right, let's move into IndyCar. We've got the Children's Alabama Grand Prix at Barber. Again, props to IndyCar, man. I say it all the time. I think the best way an IndyCar schedule needs to go, Tom, is that the Indy 500 needs to have its own month. Like, everything in the month of May needs to be at Indianapolis. I hated that we had Barber at like the first month of May. We shouldn't be at Barber the first month of May. We should have nothing but Indianapolis in the month of May. We should have the Grand Prix of Indianapolis. We should also have the Indianapolis 500 practice all throughout the month. Everything should be focused around the state of Indiana at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So I'm glad they moved this race up into March. Change the schedule around a little bit. I love what IndyCar's doing, NASCAR and IndyCar and Fox. I love Barber too, Tom. I know you've got mixed feelings with this track, but um, I do actually really like Barber. I think we've had some pretty good memorable moments there. We've had some good races there. The elevation change is awesome. I think it's got a lot of intrigue to it too, because it's kind of like they've got like the weird statues. They got the spider. They hang that Georgina from the freaking from a noose over at the bridge. I mean, it's just a cool venue. Like it's picturesque, is what I would say. It's probably not the like if I was to put it in top 10 IndyCar tracks, it probably wouldn't make my top 10 list, but I do enjoy the races there. They've been pretty entertaining. This weekend though, I'm gonna take Kyle Kirkwood, man. I think like you said, with your pick earlier with Allgaier. I think momentum is a lot, dude. And Kirkwood he had a terrible race at St. Pete, and somehow he finished fourth in that race, third in that race, salvage a day. He was nowhere to be found all day at Phoenix P2, and then had the drive of a career. I think his career drive was at Arlington a couple weekends ago. So I think Kirkwood is primed. I called it in the offseason. I said Kyle Kirkwood is going to be the biggest threat to Alex Palou's IndyCar championship in 2026. I even picked him to win the championship in the offseason. I'm sticking with it, dude. Kyle Kirkwood wins this weekend at Barber. And maybe checks a box. It's those road courses they've struggled at. And if Andretti can just not fucking shit down their own fucking legs on the pit stops this weekend, I think Kyle Kirkwood has a legit chance to win this race and beat Palou. McLaughlin's another good pick. I think he'll lead the Penske Charge this weekend. And then my dark horse, this guy had a career-defining race last year. Everybody writ him off. He's racing for Dale Coyne. He's washed. He's garbage. Can't find a ride. Came together last minute. Changed his career trajectory. Rinus VeeKay. I mean, what a freaking run he had last year at Barber, dude. That race put him on the map, and then had a good run at Indianapolis until that kind of fell apart with some issues. Had some other good runs throughout the year. I think Rinus VeeKay, this is a track that's suited for him. I think he's got a lot to prove with those Juncos cars. Watch out for Rinus VeeKay this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tend to agree with you there, Jay. I think Kirkwood is favorite going into this race weekend. And historically, Palou hasn't really been that good here at Barber. To be honest with you, I hate this track. I think this track actually blows the biggest, girthiest appendage that could ever be thought of. You know what I mean? Like this, I hate this track. This track sucks. I hate it in iRacing. I hate driving on it. I'll take a freaking bicycle there, and I still hate riding it. That thing sucks. And it's even worse trying to set up your IndyCar camp, working for a race team there. That place just blows. I mean,
wait, Barber or Mid Ohio? If you had to pick
they
between
both
those,
fucking blow.
No, I'm saying if you had a gun to your head and it's like you have to go to Barber or Mid. He's thinking about it. You don't got much time, Tom. The gun's to your head, dude.
All right, I'd wipe the floor with fucking Mid Ohio. Fuck that place. Actually, that place blows. That place actually sucks. That place, that place, man. That place can get like HIV from an infected needle and just like wither away on Skid Row. You know what I mean? That's for all I care. Yeah, I'd take Barber over Mid Ohio, but that place still sucks. But Palou, I think if it's a good turnaround, I think it actually to really turn around the season, this would be a great place to do it for Palou. He doesn't have a good track record here. Of course it's Palou. Palou will do Palou things, but I think it'd be a great place to turn around, a bad finish at Phoenix or losing the race at Arlington. I think this place could really be a good turnaround for him. And then for my dark horse, I'm going to go with Dennis Hauger, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to go with Dennis Hauger. Dale Coyne Racing has had some incredible runs here at Barber, specifically Barber. And they've done some damn good things here. I think that Hauger, being the freaking phenomenal driver that he is, and being with a team and an associate with Andretti that has had some sleeper speed here, I think you should really watch out for him. I think he might actually turn some heads here, might change some people's minds here if he didn't in the NXT series. I think Hauger's going to be a weapon this weekend in a good way. Not like a
Osama.
Not like an Osama bin Suarez or a Pastor Maldonado or Hal Hitler Hamlin or I think he's going to be a weapon for greatness this weekend at Barber.
I like those picks, Tom. I think it's gonna be a great chess match between Flo, Kirkwood. I think you got to throw McLaughlin in there. He's got a really good track
Yeah,
record
and
at Barber
Newgarden. Newgarden's
and
got a
Newgarden.
great track record. And actually, if you think about it too, if you really think about it, Graham Rahal has
Oh
some
yeah,
really good runs here.
that's another one.
So
Yep.
don't count out. There's two racetracks where you can't count out Graham Rahal. It's Barber and Mid Ohio.
Yeah. Oh,
You,
and
you
Indy and
you
the Indy Road Course as well. He's well as of
Oh yeah, the
recent,
Indy Road
not
Course.
not
Yep, yep.
historically, but
But
recently. Yeah.
but I would say that I mean, if you're really looking for an outside winner, you got to look at Graham Rahal for Barber and Mid Ohio. I think that I think they've just got some stupid speed here, and they're either going to hit it really good or they're just going to miss it by a lot. So it's a hit or miss, but don't count that driver out either.
My other question for you, Tom, is last year at Barber, we saw that the primary tires were kind of the tire of choice that everybody went on last year. With them
It
moving
will be
this
again.
race up 2 months earlier, and the weather maybe not being as warm as it is in the early May, do you think maybe we have a little bit more of a
Mm,
life with the soft tires?
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
kind of
so.
thinking the same thing. I think the primaries
I
will still
think
be the dominant one.
Yeah, I think the stresses that come with the tires at high speeds and low speeds and the amount of degradation that they get, the primaries are just going to be super king throughout the race. I just think that the alternates are just going to be a throwaway tire. They're going to run on them for 5, 7, 8, 9 laps, and they're just gonna go away.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you 100%. I thought it was a good food for thought since maybe it's not gonna
Yeah,
be as hot as it usually is early May when they ran this the last few years. So, um,
yeah.
interesting take. All right, next one, the Cookout 400 at Martinsville. Again, new package, Tom. We've got the what is it? The lower or smaller diffuser. We got more horsepower. Supposedly more soft tires than we've had in the past. Uh, I guess my thought process here, Tom, is I think that we're still gonna have the typical people at the front in this race. I think we're gonna see the Penske cars, we're gonna see the RFK cars, the Fords specifically dominant. I think this is where Toyota and Chevrolet have been missing recently. We saw it again at Phoenix with Blaney being dominant. Um, with that being said, I think this is a Blaney race, man. This is I think if you, I said at the beginning of the podcast, there's 5 tracks you go to and you're like, Blaney's going to win this weekend. And this is one of those. I think Blaney wins at Martinsville and gets his second win of the season and starts to close that gap to Reddick, man. I don't know, maybe it's too early to say it, Tom, but I think Blaney and Reddick are your 2 championship favorites. And I think it's going to come down to
Yeah.
them at the end of this year, dude. The way it's playing out, man. Like, they Reddick is dom, and I think maybe you throw a Hamlin in there. I think a Hamlin might be a guy that can mix it up at the end here. I think it's gonna be an interesting championship battle. I'm so glad that we have the chase back, but I think Blaney gets the win this weekend. And then my dark horse, I'm going with Priest, man. I think there's a lot of similarities with this track to where he ran at Cookout Clash. I think Priest is gonna be a threat, man. I don't know if he's gonna have race winning speed. He's gonna be a top 5 speed for sure. I wouldn't think anything less.
Yeah, so just 100% transparency. I got the same picks as Jay. I don't think you can actually choose anybody else except for Reddick, and maybe a Hamlin as a favorite to win the race, just because lately he's just been so good at Martinsville. But dude, who else?
Yeah.
Really, who else?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's really much more to say to that. That's why I would say we should jump into our NASCAR fantasy lineups. I've got Byron. I've got to start using him, and this is one of his better tracks. I got Priest, I got Hamlin, I got Blaney, and I got Bubba. And I think all 4 of those guys are going to be legit contenders to win this race. I think Blaney's going to be the head of the class. I think Bubba's going to have a good run this weekend. Priest is going to be a top 5 speed. I think Hamlin will be top 5 speed. I like my lineup. I really do.
I've got Blaney Priest, Red Dick Hamlin, and um. Let me think about this for a second. I don't want to do this. Um Oh crap.
Hard. It's hard here at Martinsville, dude.
Let me think. Let me think. Byron, or yeah, Byron's a great choice. Who else? Who else? I mean, you know,
Laguna would be a good choice, but I don't know,
um,
man. I don't know.
he would be. You know what? I'm gonna use him. I'm gonna go with the Lagooner. Yep.
If they have the speed that they had at Phoenix, man, they might be a legit top 5
Yeah.
contender.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The next one is matchups. We got Bell versus Reddick. I'm gonna take Bell over Reddick. Reddick historically has not been that good at Martinsville. It's really hard for me to get behind Reddick this weekend. He might freaking shock the world and run really good there. I don't know. I just have seen him at his sample size at Martinsville, and it's just not very good, dude. I can't jump on that for my matchup.
Yeah. I would say so as well. Other than just the momentum thing.
Yeah.
Um, we've seen. In fact, I don't know. I f- I'm gonna switch mine. I'm going with the 45 over the 20. Just because of the momentum thing. I can think of a handful of times where Bell has had a pretty disappointing race at Martinsville, and especially last year at the cutoff race. I just
Alrighty.
yeah. I'm going I'm going with the 45.
Okay. Next matchup is teammate battle. We got Byron versus Hung Money. I'm gonna go Byron. I think I'm off the Hung Money train, man. It
Me too.
this system was designed for him to be a champion every year for the next 20
Yeah.
fucking years. And he has done nothing but shit the bed week in and week out. I'm taking Byron. Even though Byron really hasn't been that good either, but I have more faith in Byron than I do in Hung Money.
Um, yeah, I'm going Byron too. Yeah. I mean, I'm the only thing I'm looking forward to with the 5 car is watching it go into the wall every weekend.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. This next one's a good matchup. I went back and forth on this one. It's Hosevar versus Kozlowski. I'm gonna go Hosen on this one. I don't know what deal they made with the devil this offseason, but that 77 team is fucking quick everywhere, man. I just I'm just gonna continue to lean on the side that he's gonna run good than not because he hasn't run bad yet this year. He's been in contention to win damn near every race, Tom. It's unbelievable
Yeah.
what this kid can do, man. I'll take him.
Yeah. Here's my thing with him though for Martinsville is just that can he finish the race
Yeah,
in a good spot? Um, and to me, that's my biggest question that I can't answer, so I'm going with the 6.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right, and the next one is Bubba versus Lagooner. This is another good matchup. Um, I'm gonna go Bubba, man. I think Martinsville is his best track, dude. He's had so many good runs there recently. 2311's on a freaking heater this year. Um, I can't not pick Bubba over Logano, man. I can't. I think Bubba he's running so good this year, and I'm so glad to see it, man. Like he gets so much hate, which is I feel like a lot of it's unwarranted, man. Yeah, he's had some issues,
Yeah.
but who hasn't, man? Just get the skeletons out of your closet. I want to see him do good. I think this is a weekend for him.
Yeah. I'd say that too. I just I just I I I don't know. I don't know. This is a big question mark for me too. I originally had the 23, but I think I'm going to switch it to the 22 just to see if it works out. So I'm going to go with Lagooner.
I don't think you can go wrong either way, honestly. I like that we went a little different on that one. Um, that's all I got, Tom. I did want to do a little bit of Herda F2 talk, but again, we went way further than I wanted to. So maybe we'll talk about him next weekend, especially considering they're racing this weekend at Suzuka. Maybe we can have a good talking point to see how his
Sure.
performance is doing over there
Yeah.
in the Formula 2 ranks. Um, Another good weekend of racing, man. I enjoy it. When you get some endurance racing, you get a little bit of NASCAR at Darlington. I mean, it's hard to hate on a weekend like that. I think this upcoming weekend's gonna be fantastic. We know Tom's opinion on Barber. I still enjoy the races, man. I think IndyCar's in a prime spot this year, and I'm excited. It feels like this year in IndyCar, Tom. It feels like the first year in a while that we've actually got a championship battle that's going to come down to the very nitty gritty to the end of the season. Because these last few years, It felt like even if the championship points were close, it felt like Palou was still gonna win. And it feels like this year it's more open than it's been in a while. And I'm excited to see how this season continues to progress. NASCAR's been intriguing to me. We've had some good races. Honestly, I think the only bad race we've had all year, Tom, was Atlanta. I think every other race has been pretty damn good with NASCAR. Even well, no, Phoenix was a shit show too. So never mind, I lied. We have had two bad races, but I thought Daytona was good. Coda was fucking fantastic. I think that was the best race of the year so far. Darlington was awesome. I think Vegas was a little bit of a snooze. So we're at about 50 clip actually with NASCAR. I'm all weird talking shit, but I think we're at a 50 clip with NASCAR this year. So we'll see how this weekend at Martinsville goes. I don't expect it to be great. And then obviously F1. We'll see how good Mercedes continue to do. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Turn on bell notifications. We'll be back. We'll be doing some watch parties this weekend. Haven't totally decided which watch parties we're going to do yet. F1 is super late on Saturday, so we might not do that one. We may do that one. I don't know. I would like to do IndyCar. We might do Cup as well. So watch out for those watch parties. Also, those shorts. I appreciate you guys a lot. On one of our shorts that I posted this weekend, we had 600 likes on that thing. You guys are fucking badasses, dude. Hit that
Hell
like
yeah.
button. Killing it over
Hell
there.
yeah.
Helping the boys out, man. Gained a lot of subscribers this weekend off of those shorts.
Yeah.
It makes everything we
Hell
do. We
yeah.
love talking racing. We love racing, and it's awesome that there's other people out there that love it just as much as we do, man. If you guys want to join the best motorsports community on the internet, join our Discord. That link is in the description below. All of the drama, rumor, news, memes, everything we talk about on Tuesday, we posted in that Discord. It's a fun place, man. It's so much information. We post in there and interact in there with you guys every single day. If you guys have your own stuff you want to post, feel free to do it. That's what it's here for. It's a melting pot for racing fans. Even if we don't have like a certain motorsport that you like watching, man, we've had requests to add channels to our Discord for topics and talking points for other people.
Hell
So
yeah.
if you guys want other motorsports to be represented, man, like post it in the Discord, man. Don't be scared. Come post it. Tell us what you guys like and don't like, or and give us some feedback because we're always here to evolve and change as time goes on. I've started doing new things with the thumbnails for the podcast, kind of give you an idea of what we're going to talk about during the podcast, and I feel like maybe that's helping out a little bit. We're trying to get our watch hours back so we get back to that monetization. So we appreciate all of you guys tuning in for all of our content, the watch parties included. It's been a fun time, and it's been a great motorsports season. I just want to keep it rolling, keep the momentum rolling, guys. It's been fun to hang out with you guys and watch some racing. So, if you guys also want to follow us on all of our other social medias, those are on the bottom of the screen as well as links in the description below. There's also a link in the description below to our merch store. Go buy you some Digga Boy merch, man. It's so quality merch, man. It's some of the highest quality merch you can buy ever. I mean, it's such high quality merch, and it's for such a low price too. It's unbelievable. It's like we're giving it away, man. At this point, it's crazy. The amount of merch that we have on there, the diversity of merch. We're gonna have to update some of our merch stuff, Tom. I think we need to get some Osama bin Suarez t-shirts in there. We need to get some. We need to get some Fire Ryan Blaney's Pit Crew merch in there. We need to get. I think we need to get George the Traveling Gas Van merch in there as well, dude. I think there's a lot of stuff we need to start making. So, if you guys have any merch ideas, let us know. We'll get it added to the merch shop. If you guys want some specific stuff, specific items, we'll get some NASCAR on Fox suck shirts or something. I don't know. We'll come up with some cool ideas. We'll get some stuff up on the merch store. So. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a fun podcast, Tom. Thanks for joining me, man. This was fun to talk about racing, like we do every Tuesday for an hour or so. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the week. So thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the race this weekend. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you this weekend for some watch parties. We're gonna see some more awesome racing. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you all in the next one.